Hello, hi, I am Chef Gabby and welcome to my kitchen. So today we're going to learn how to make meat pie, but before we start, I need you to subscribe so that we can keep you updated on the latest recipe and the latest food videos, okay? Okay, great. So we're about to start. Okay, so these are the ingredients that we need. Okay, for the crust you need your flour, which is right here. I pre-measured it. You need butter. I'm gonna use a lot of butter because I like my meat pie to be flaky, and this is optional. This is sugar. I add a little bit of sugar to give it like a slight sweetness to the crust, and also salt because I'm using salted butter. I don't want to add too much salt, okay? And then baking powder. You also have the option of using unsalted butter. For some reason, I just like using salted butter, okay? But that means that you have to minimize the amount of salt you need to add as well. Or don't even add it if you're using salted butter, okay? Okay, for your filling, you need ground meat. This is ground turkey. You need mixed vegetables. You need garlic, onions, and habanero pepper because I like everything to be, spicy. And I'm gonna add this like towards the end because my children are going to eat this, and I'm gonna cut it in half, then add this for myself and my husband. And then you need Afro Mills fried rice seasoning. I made this seasoning for fried rice, but it works so well with other meals as well, and one of it is meat pie, fish roll, and other different meals as well. So once we release it, make sure to get yours, okay? So I'm gonna use Afro Mills fried rice seasoning for this, okay? And then you need an egg, just to egg wash the pie when we're done. And then you need oil. I'm using olive oil, but you have the option of using canola oil, vegetable oil, and even grapeseed oil. Make sure you don't use palm oil, okay? Okay, so we're going to start. So I'm gonna start working on the crust, okay? So I'm gonna add my sugar, my salt, baking powder. I was about to say baking soda. And then you just mix your dry ingredient. Okay, mix it. Okay, mix it well. Okay, I think we are good on mixing. Okay, great. Okay, and then what you're gonna do is that you're going to grate your butter. Okay, I had to cut my butter so that I'll be able to grate it into the flour. Or sometimes you can actually my butter seems to be soft already actually, so I don't need to grate. I think I had it out for some time, so you have the option of grating it, okay? But since it's already soft, I'm just gonna go ahead and just break it in the flour. Wow, it's so soft. I think maybe this place is kind of hot. Had a bigger piece thinking that I was going to be able to grate it, but because it's not as hard, it's not grating as well. So I'm just gonna break it up. See, not as hard. I'm gonna break it up, and then I'm gonna use my hand to mix it. You can use a hand mixer to mix it if you have one, but sometimes I just like to use my hand to get stuff done. So you have to knead the butter into your flour until you have like a crumb-like texture with your flour. So I'm going to pause the video here and then work with this because it's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes to get the butter through, and I'll show you how it's supposed to look like. Hello, so I'm back. So I was able to kind of knead the butter into the flour, and now it smells amazing. It smells so good. Actually, I don't even have to pull this close to smell the butter. Just from up here, not that tall, but just from where my face is, I can smell the butter and it smells so good. Oh my goodness, I love a crust that is buttery. Okay, so once you have your butter well mixed into the flour, you should be able to pick it up and squeeze it like this. If it's able to form into a ball like this, that means you're good. You have a good crust, okay? Because you know the regular flour doesn't fold up; it will just fall apart. But the butter kind of helps it to, you know, form this ball, okay? So and it should be crummy like this. Okay, it should be crummy like this. So this is what you need for your flour, okay? So now, it's kind of messy with your hand, but that's all good. So now you're going to add a little bit of water and knead it to form your dough. After adding the water and kneading it, I'm used to cooking and listening to music, so since I don't have any music playing, I'm making my own music. Okay, so you need it. This is when you need a little bit of muscle strength. Again, if you have a mixer, you can use your mixer, okay? I have a hand mixer. I think it's time I get a regular mixer. So, see, they're starting to form the dough. Just add a little bit more water. I don't want to add too much water so that it's too like sticky or it's too watery that it can form into a dough. If you add a little bit more water than you need, you can always add a little bit of flour to kind of get it back into the shape. But sometimes when you add more flour, you kind of, when you add more flour than you need, you kind of reduce the flavor, at least to me, because of the butter and the sugar, you know. Baking is all about measurement, and when you don't follow, my apron is coming up. When you don't follow the measurement, sometimes you don't get the results that you need. Add a little bit more. Okay. Got this. Ooh. Let me turn off the water. So sorry that I allowed the water to run like that. Should not be wasting water. Okay. So once you have your dough, I like to make my dough before I make my filling, so that I can kind of allow the dough to rest a little bit. When your dough has time to rest, it, you know, it has a better texture, I believe, better feel. Okay, just like we all do when we don't rest, we don't do our best at work or in school. So we need rest. A dough for meat pie and bread need to rest. Okay, good. So I'm making the dough. The dough is ready. Okay, so once my dough is ready, I'm gonna wrap it up so that it's soft. I want to use the dough to get all the other, you know, remaining pieces in the bowl. Okay, here you go. We have our dough. Giving it a little bit TLC. Yay! We have a beautiful dough, okay? I can literally see the butter on my hand. Okay, so now I'm gonna wrap it up with a plastic wrap. And then let it rest, and then we'll move forward to making our filling. Sometimes if you do decide to make your dough first, okay, make sure you wrap it up, because when you don't wrap your dough, you leave it out, it's going to dry out. So wrapping it with a plastic wrap helps it to remain soft and help the moisture to stay in the dough. Okay, make sure to wrap it up. You don't want to leave it out, and once it dries out, sometimes it's very difficult to roll it out to make the pie. Okay, great. So, and now we're going to move on with making our filling. So we'll be right back. So we're back. So we're on this step where we're about to make the filling. What ingredient that I omitted was that for my preference, I use bouillon. Okay, bouillon powder. And also, this is optional. Some people use potatoes in their meat pie, but I use plantain to give it a little extra sweet taste to the filling. So you can use plantain, ripe plantain. So yeah, you can cut it into little, pieces like this. Okay. So we're gonna start by adding the oil. Just a little drizzle, not too much. Like that, just like that. And then we're going to test it to see. We're gonna wait a little bit. We're gonna test it to see if it is hot enough. I'm already hearing some like the oil talking to me, but I'm gonna test it with an onion to see if it's ready. No, it's not ready. It's kind of ready, but it's not ready. Okay, I'm gonna test it again with another piece of onion. I'm using an induction burner, so they're not that comparable to a regular stove. So sometimes they're hot, sometimes they're not. So yeah, I'm using that so that you guys can have a better view. I never want to put my back towards you, because I want you to see everything. So it looks like it's ready, so we're going to add our onions. You hear the oil talking to you. You hear it. Okay, now we're going to stir. Okay, just like that. Okay. Okay, stir a little bit more, and then now we're going to add our garlic. Okay, garlic makes everything taste really good, and also is very good for you. Garlic is good for your cardiovascular system, your heart, basically. Good for the heart. Not only does it give food that amazing flavor, but it also has a lot of health benefits. Okay, so now I'm going to add my meat. Okay, like I said, I think I've said this before. I think when I was doing my live video, that I like to put all my ingredients together first, then start seasoning it, so that everything can season well together. I want the seasoning to be in my meat, and my onion, and my vegetables, and everything. Okay, so this is our ground turkey. You can also ground your own meat at home. So you can take the fleshy or the meaty part of your meat, whether chicken or turkey or beef or even goat meat if you want to be. Goat meat is expensive, so if you want to do big things, you can use goat meat, and then you can put it in a blender. And then let me switch this around. You can put it in a blender and then blend it, and then you'll have your ground meat. So we can see that the ground meat is starting to turn white. So I allow it to really turn white a little bit before I add my vegetable. I like using turkey because it's good for you. It's a very healthy meat to eat. We eat beef once in a while, but I don't make it a habit to eating beef all the time because of, you know, colon health. Instead, beef, and basically most meat tend to stay in your system longer than like vegetables, and that's why I'm so happy that we have vegetables in here so that it can help to clean our colon. So, but you can use beef if you like, or chicken, or pork. I've never tried to use pork before, but you can use pork. That's what you like. So again, this induction burner is doing the best it can to heat it up. So I'm gonna keep turning it until it's white, and then I'll be right back to show you how it looks before I start adding the vegetables. So we're back. Now we can see that ground meat has turned from pink to, I call it white, but it looks grayish white color. Okay, and then we can see that like it has some water that comes from it. I like to cook out all the water as I'm cooking the filling. Okay, so now we are ready to add our mixed vegetables. I'm gonna add the mixed vegetables. It's frozen. I like to use frozen stuff because every time I get vegetables, I tend to forget to use it when I need it, and then it goes bad. So I just keep frozen one so that it doesn't go bad, and then I'm able to use it when I finally get to it. So add in our vegetable, mixed vegetable. Then I'm gonna put my plantain in as well. See how beautiful it's starting to look? Okay. Okay, then we're going to add the plantain. I use raw plantain because it's going to cook in here, and we're going to still put it in the oven, so it's going to cook. It's going to cook it out well. So you add the plantain to give it that sweet flavor. Okay. Then keep stirring it. Okay. If you want a little browning on your meat, don't stir too much. You just leave it to cook so that it can brown a little bit. So yeah. So now I add my bouillon. Okay. Again, if you're using bouillon, don't use salt. Okay, because you don't want your meat filling to be too salty. So I like to stay safe by just using bouillon. There's different kind of bouillon out there. There's vegetable one, there's meat one. You can use any one that you like. I tend to use the chicken bouillon, season it. Also, you can make your own bouillon at home by just, you know, making stock water and then allowing it to thicken. So now I'm gonna take my Afro Mills fried rice spice. Guys, you guys need to get this. Like, I use this in almost all my stir fry, meat pie, meat roll, what do you call it, also spring roll. I use it in almost everything, okay, except for jollof rice. So I'm gonna get a little bit of it and sprinkle it. Ooh, smells amazing. Now some herbs and some other wonderful things. Smells amazing. Okay, so now I'm adding my seasoning so that every part of my filling, the plantain, the vegetables, meat, everything should have the seasoning inside it. Okay, so I'm gonna keep cooking it. The time of cooking seems longer because of the induction burner I'm using, but if I was using a regular stove, it should be almost done by now. So we're back, and at this point our meat filling has color. It's no longer white. It has color because of the fried rice seasoning. You know, spices has a way of giving you the beautiful color that you want to see in your food. You don't need food coloring. Just use spices. Okay, great. So our meat filling is done, and at this point you can taste it to see if you like it or if you need to add a little bit more seasoning, or if you need to specifically salt or more bouillon. So I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna get my tasting spoon. Got my tasting spoon, and I'm gonna taste it. This smells amazing. Oh my goodness, that spice, that fried rice spice is everything. Okay. Oh yeah. Tastes amazing. Okay. Right where I want it to be. By the way, this filling is for a family size. So I use 2 16 ounces of ground meat. It's like 1 pound. I think 16 ounces is equivalent to a pound. So I use 2 pounds of ground meat. Okay, again for family size. But if you are just making it for yourself, you can use a pound, only 16 ounces, or you can even use half a pound, which would be about 8 ounces. Okay, and that should be good enough for you. And then you can adjust the seasoning and the spices as you like. So I will always say when you're working with seasoning, start with like a little bit, then keep adding as you're going along, okay? So yes, we are here at our filling destination. This filling is ready to go into a meat pie. So like I said, I'm going to divide it, and then I'm going to add the habanero pepper to it so that I have a non-spicy one and a spicy one. So I just divided my filling. Now I add my habanero pepper. For those of you who like spice, I use this habanero pepper because not only is it spicy, it gives flavor. Like honestly, I'm so focused on flavor because I can't eat any food that doesn't have flavor. I don't want to feel like I'm eating paper. So you add the habanero pepper, and then you just let it cook for like a few seconds actually. Then before you know it, you have that kick, that spice that you need, okay? So now our filling is ready to go into our crust. So I'm gonna change up the setting, and then we're going to go from there. We need to allow the filling to cool down so that we can fill it inside the crust, okay? So we're back. Now we're about to work on the crust. So this is the dough that has been resting in peace for some time now. We have our filling right here. Oh, it smells glorious. We have a little bit of flour here to kind of, you know, help to roll out our dough without it getting sticky. We have our roller, okay? We have our brush to brush our for our egg wash to kind of coat the pie to make it look glossy. And this is just a whisk to whisk our egg, okay? And then we have our knife to cut out the shape that we need for the meat pie, okay? So we're going to crack our egg. Okay, and I put it here. And then just going to mix it up a little bit. And the one that I forgot to get is a fork. Okay, I'm gonna get a fork. So our fork is going to help to close our dough, okay? So we're going to leave it here. So we're going to start. We're going to start. Okay, so we have our dough here, and then I'm just going to cut half of it. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, and then we're going to cover the remaining. So I'm going to roll this part out, okay? So I'm gonna flatten it a little bit, and I'm going to kind of powder. Usually I roll it out on my counter, but because I have my cutting board here, I'm like, why not? Let me roll it on my cutting board. Okay, so you're just gonna roll it out. Okay, you can make your meat pie as thick as you want it, or as thin as you want it. I like my crust, I'm talking about the crust. I like my crust to be in between, okay? Being, okay. They also have dough roller on Amazon if you can't just be bothered with rolling like this, okay? So you can get yourself a dough roller. Let me move this here because it's kind of interrupting my rolling game here. So you roll it as thin as you need it to be, but not too thin so that it breaks apart. Just thin enough. Okay, good. Okay, so I have a lazy way of making, you know, my meat pie, and I also have like a non-lazy way of doing it. I'll show you both. So I've rolled it out. See? Ooh. Okay, I hope it's not stuck. Okay, so now usually you can use like a bowl. Let me show you. You can get a bowl. You can get a bowl and then put it on here, like a small bowl. This is the one I have. All my other bowls are dirty. And then like carve out your circle, but I just gauge it. I just cut out a circle. You have to be gentle with the knife so that you don't cut. Okay, and then we have our, look at that, look at that. Okay, and then I'm gonna have to reuse this spoon. And then now that you have your nice roundish dough, you're going to fill it with your meat filling, okay? You're gonna put a little bit in the middle. Don't put too much so that it's able to close. Okay, just a little bit. I didn't give my filling enough time to cool down. So, okay, so yeah. I'm gonna do a close-up. And we have our, and then now we close it. You close it and you make sure that as you're closing it, this edge meets up with that edge, okay? But before we do that, I almost forgot, you brush. Also, the egg wash is not only to, you know, coat it, but it's also can form as like a glue to kind of stick the two, you know, dough together. Okay, you brush it and you brush it very well. Okay, so that's enough. And then you close it, and then this is where your handy dandy fork comes in. You use it to press it. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm gonna flip it. Hope it doesn't mess up. I'm gonna flip it so that you guys can see it. So you're going to use your fork to press it. You press it and you press it and you press and you press and you press it. Okay, great. And now you have your pie ready to go in your oven. And then after you're done, you just brush every part of it so that everywhere is coated. You don't want your pie to look ashy. You need to lotion it really well with this. Lotion it very well. You don't want some dry patches. You want it to be well lotioned. So you get your pan. I like to drizzle my pan with flour, not grease it. Sometimes it sticks more with, like, you know, it sticks actually sometimes with grease. So I just add dough, a little bit of flour to the pan, and then just put my pie on it. Okay. Like this. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and make the rest of the pie and then we'll be back. But yeah, in the meantime, make sure you set your oven to 425, okay? So for the lazy way, you roll it out this way. And then you take your meat and then you just put it like this. This is just, that's the oven telling me we are ready to go. That it's time for you to put your pie in. Okay, so you just put it in this way. Scooch it back a little bit because we're gonna roll it. We're gonna roll this, okay? Okay, so, and then you do a little egg wash to get it to, I put too much egg, to get it to stick. And then you fold this part on top, and then this part on top, and then you just roll it, roll it, roll it. Okay, good. Just hope you all can see what I'm doing. You just roll it together this way, and then you have a lazy way of doing it. This is for just you. You don't care about appearance. You don't care about anything. You just want to eat some pie, okay? And then you pinch it in the middle like this, okay? And you take your knife and you cut it in the middle. And you have your pie, and then you brush it, okay? This is the lazy way to do it. So as you can see, I have some meat left over. This would be so awesome with if you get like maybe a flatbread or tortilla, you can put this in, add some Mexican cheese on top of it. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. And then you can also make scrambled eggs and add it into the meat, the cheese inside the tortilla, wrap it. You have like a mini breakfast burrito, okay? Okay, so these are ready to go in the oven. I'm gonna put the lazy ones on the side here. Actually, I'm just gonna leave it out so that it doesn't mess up my nice. I already brushed it with the egg, but it dried out a little bit, so I'm just gonna coat it one more time, and I'm gonna do a close-up for you all. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna scooch this back, and then I'm gonna do a close-up. See how beautiful it looks? Well coated. Do you see any ashy spots? Lotion the pies really well. Okay, so now it's ready to go in the oven. So it's time to put our pies in the oven for about 15 minutes. 15 minutes, yes. On I set it to 450 actually. But sometimes, depending on whether it's on the top rack or middle rack, I either 450 or 225 for like about 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, so So we took the pies out of the oven, and this is what it looks like. So they're still hot, so we're going to open them up once it cools down. I just wanted to show you. How it looks. beautiful pies. Ooh, see? Look at that. We're gonna break it open. Break it open here. Ooh. Look at this pie. Still kind of hot. Look at that. That. Use this to balance it. See meat pie. Hi. So I showed you how it looked. Now we're about to do the taste test. Ooh. Wow, like the crust is exactly how I expect it to be, flaky and crunchy. So yummy. But thank you so much guys for tuning in. Try this recipe, let me know what you think. Again, don't forget to subscribe so that we can keep you updated on our latest video. Okay, have a great day. Bye.